The tranquil murmur of conversation issued from the brick-tiled azotea, where Don Julian and Carmen were busy puttering away the rosebuds.
And when will the long table be set?
I don't know yet. Alfredo is not very specific. But I understand Esperanza wants it to be next month.
Why he is not more bet decided? He's over 30 and still a bachelor. Esperanza must get tired of waiting.
She does not seem to be in a hurry, either.
Papa, do you remember how much in love he was?
In love? With whom?
With Esperanza, of course. He full of enthusiasm. He gave flowers, serenades, notes, and things like that.
As he sits quietly in his room, he could almost recall the restlessness of those times, the sense of precise rush that he clearly remembered something beautiful was happening. 6 weeks ago, that the house meant nothing to him, seemed that it was the Martinez house rented and occupied by Judge Del Valle and his family. 6 weeks ago, Julia Salas meant nothing to him. He did not even know her name. But now,
I don't know why I can't stop thinking about him. We've just known in a short period of time.
Come here, get inside. Nice to meet you again, Alfredo.
Seems like you already met, but she is not my wife. She's my sister-in-law.
Oh, my apologies.
That is nothing. Each time I was about to correct you, but I choose not to.
Don Julian and his friends, together with Judge Del Valle, were absorbed in a game of chess. The young man had tired of playing appreciative spectator, so he and Julia Salas had gone off to chat in the vine Caberferge. The player's mode changed as the lone piano in the area alternately tangled and hammered away. After a half or so, the chessboard would be brought out, then Alfredo and Julia Salas would go out to the porch to chat.
You look wonderful today.
Stop fooling around. So, how's your work?
It's difficult, but it's so fun.
Really?
Anyways, I like talking to you, Julia Salas.
Me too, Alfredo.
They both talked for hours and hours, till day after day. Only when Esperanza had a chance to ask him indirectly about those visits did some uneasiness creep into his thought of the girl.
There's something I want to know, Alfredo.
Which is,
Do you going straight home after Mass? You don't wait for me just like before.
sometimes I accompany Papa to go to Judge Del Valle's house.
Is that so? Then I understand.
That half-light told him what he had not admitted openly to himself, that he was giving Julia Salas something which he was not forced to give.
Up here, I found something, youth and heart's desire. There, the road is too broad, but trodden by feet, it's a barren of mystery.
Mystery? Then it's not real.
Not in some, not in you.
You've known me for a short while now.
I could study you all my life, but I can still find it.
So long?
I would like to.
Those 6 years were now swift, seeming in the memory, yet they have been so deep in the living, so changed with a compelling power and sweetness. He lived only in the present, day by day. Just before Holy Week, Don Julian invited the judge and his family to spend Sunday afternoon at Tanda, where he have a coconut plantation and house on the beach. Alfredo left his perch on the bamboo ladder of the house and followed as he saw Julia.
I hope you're enjoying this.
Very much. It looks like a home to me, except that we don't have the lovely beach. I think it's a lot like a home
Yes? Why?
because you'll be busy perhaps.
Do I seem particularly diligent to you?
If you are, you never look at it.
I'd like to see your hometown.
There's nothing to see in there.
Nothing. There is you.
I live in Caliluz, a little street in town with many trees.
I girl in town.
And too quickly defending on the twilight, the voice of the biggest church bells went nagging its insistent summons above the measured. Music rose the unshattered voices of the choir. The line moves and suddenly slow began to beat violently, regularly. A girl was coming down the line. The woman that caused violent commotion in his heart. It was past 8 and Esperanza would be expecting him in a while, but toward the end of the road, he caught up with Julia Salas in the Chinese store.
Mr. Salazar, I wish to congratulate you
For what?
for your approaching wedding. When it's going to be?
In May, would you come?
Yeah, sure, I will be there.
Julia, did you ever have to choose between something you wanted to do and something you want to do?
No.
I thought you had maybe that experience, then you could understand my situation.
That's his problem after all. Anyways, I'm at home now, Mr. Salazar. Goodbye.
A feeble flutter of hope trembled in his mind, though set against that hope was 3 years of engagement.
It's really surprising to know that Calixta are not careers with someone she's not married with. Besides, I thought that she is practically bringing her up.
Well, what's with that?
Do you approve
Of what?
of what she did?
No. All I say is not necessarily wicked.
Why should it be? You talk like an immoral man. I don't know your ideas were like that.
The only test I wish to apply is the test of fairness.
She's ungrateful. She had injured us.
The trouble with you, Esperanza, is that you are.
Why you get angry? I don't understand you at all. I know why you're so indifferent to me lately. I'm not blind or deaf.
Yes, one tries to be fair according to his rights, but it's hard.
What do you mean?
Esperanza, if you suppose
If you want to cancel the wedding, why don't you tell me directly?
Despite the happenings, Alfredo chooses Esperanza to marry with because of the fears that he would disappoint the society.
Alfredo, do you accept Esperanza as your loving wife through thick and thin?
yes, I do.
Esperanza, do you accept Alfredo as your loving husband through thick and thin?
Yes, I do.
You may now kiss the bride.
8 years later, he was supposed to be in the Santa Cruz, had to find that elusive woman, and the search was leading him to the particular town which was Julia Salas' home. In the last 8 years, he had long realized that he could still not forget Julia Salas, and still, he had tried to be contented and not to remember too much.